everyone. My name is Jorge Sanchez. I'm the Vice President of Business Development at the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. And today we are going to be talking about how to sell on Amazon. At this point of time, it's very important to have an online presence. And one very good way to have an online presence is through selling on Amazon. Today we are going to be talking about why is it important, the type of markets that we can reach, and we are going to be talking about the accounts, the margins that we can aim for, the size of the market, keywords, costs, and a lot of different stuff. So if you're interested in how to sell online through your own website, we will have another session on that as well. So let's start over. So this is a quick beginner's guide, and this will be available for everyone that requests it. I will leave my contact information at the end of this presentation. So first we will start with why Amazon. And there are a lot of different reasons why we should sell on Amazon. First, reaching a larger audience, reach bigger pockets, and it's low cost. It's calculated that around 47% of all online sales are made through Amazon. They have roughly 237 million customers a year, and there were $81.76 billion spent just in June 2019. Now, in June is when they have their Prime Day, so that's like a holiday for them, and of course they reach bigger pockets, but it's really amazing the size of the market that they are able to reach. Cool part is that there's no need for you to build your own website. That can be costly, that can be very time consuming, and actually you can start making money in about 11 to 12 days. So let's see how we can do that. So we were talking about the Amazon market size, and on 2018, the annual net revenue was around $232.8 billion. So it's huge what they can reach. Roughly, they have 300 million users or customers a year. 100 million are Prime users. And if you do not know what Amazon Prime is, it's pretty much a subscription that you pay for, that you can get access to Prime content, such as video, music, library for books. And the cool part, and probably the majority of the people that have it, is because they can get their products in 2 days or less. So it's a huge market, and we will tap a little bit more into it because 40% of the Prime users spend on average $1,000 annually. So it's huge. You're talking about deep pockets that can really impact a small business. So now that you have all the data on why Amazon is important, let's start with, okay, but how much? It's pretty much the main question that we all have. Is it going to cost me money? And the answer is yes and no. It depends on how much you want to invest, but you can have online presence with as little as $0. Literally, you can start selling on Amazon with $0. So there are two options mainly. Option one, it's a professional seller account. This, the cost is $40 a month plus per item selling fee. Option number two, it's an individual account. This is pretty much for free. You don't have to pay anything per month, but you pay an additional $1 per item. So plus the per item selling fees. Now, you may be wondering, what's the per item selling fee? And that gets a little bit tricky because it can go all the way from 8% to 96%. It's really, really crazy. So let's see if this works. All right, so for example, on books, the referral fee is 15%. On camera and photo, the referral fee is 8%. Let's go down to clothing and accessories, that's 17% plus a 30-cent uh, applicable minimum referral fee. So it varies from category to category all the way to warranties. Amazon takes 96% of that. So yeah, it's really, really huge. So be careful with those selling fees. So my personal rule of thumb, and this is very vague and varies industry by industry. If you can double your cost and put in the price, then you might be able to actually make a profit. And I'll be sharing some tools that way you can calculate exactly if you're going to make a profit or not per product. Um, but roughly, Amazon takes around 35% of the sales between fees and shipping. And this is on average. So now that you know what type of accounts are out there, the question is, which one should I pick? And it's really simple. It all boils down to, well, do you sell more than 40 items a month? If the answer is yes, a professional cellular account will make more sense. And if the answer is no, it's probably an individual cellular account taking into consideration different things. But this is a very quick, if we need to make a decision right now, this would be your route. Now, you kind of know which account you want. What's next? Let's talk about barcodes, and yes, you will need them. And let me briefly explain why and what is a barcode. So we start with JTIN, which is the Global Trade Item Number, and it's a form of categorizing or standardizing or creating a catalog of different products. So UPC, it's the Universal Product Code. ISBN, you see this on books. It's the International Standard Book Number. And then Europe and Japan have their own JTINs, right? So you can actually apply for an exemption just if you have a couple of different cases. One, that you want to sell products for which the brand, manufacturer, or publisher does not have a JTIN for it. Two, you want to sell products for which you are the manufacturer and do not have barcodes for the products. You can actually apply for an exemption. This is directly with Amazon. Three, you want to sell a product part that does not have a JTIN. Last one, you want to sell a bundle pack of more than one product. So let's talk about the most popular one. And if you're selling a product that is not a book, you pretty much fall under this category, that is the UPC, the Universal Product Code. And this is pretty much a social security number for your product. It's unique and no one else will have this number but your specific product. So if you want to know more about UPCs, feel free to click this link and you will be able to learn more about it. So now you understand that you need a UPC or a JTIN. How can you get it, or where can you get it? And this is the pro tip one that I have for you. I have 5 tips for you today. You need a barcode. Do not get it from eBay. There's a lot of people that get it from eBay at a very affordable price. And yes, it can go your way and you might be able to catch some special deals there. But if you provide an invalid UPC, your account will be temporarily disabled. And remember, the UPCs are just codes. So whenever you buy it from eBay, they will be reselling some codes that they do not use. My recommendation is that you go directly to the main source of whoever standardizes these barcodes. In this case, is GS1. Here's the link. It's gs1.org. And actually, if you are planning on going big box retail, this would be the way. 1 to 10 barcodes cost is $250. It's a one time, and then you do have to renew, and it's not a lot. It's not the 250. I don't remember what's the renewal every year. If you need 1 to 100 barcodes, 750, and so on. So one thing that I want to make clear is that if you sell one t-shirt, doesn't mean necessarily that you only need one UPC code. For example, if you sell t-shirts and it has 4 different sizes, small, medium, large, and extra large, and then you have 4 different products, 4 different colors, blue, pink, purple, and red. That means that you will need one UPC code for every variation, meaning that in the small and blue will need a UPC code, small and pink will need a UPC code, small and purple will need a UPC code, and so on. So that means that 4x4, you will need a total of 16 different UPC codes for just one product with 4 variation in sizes, 4 variation in colors. So next, let's talk about brand registry. Do you manufacture your own product? If the answer is yes, then you'll have to consider registering your brand with Amazon. And this is for protection purposes. This is a very cool deal that Amazon is offering, that if you have some sort of proof that you have the intellectual property of a product, you can register that with Amazon and no one else will be able to sell it for you. They can sell it for you, but not instead of you. So let's move on. And 3 is, what's the plan? Now that you know what to do, where to get it from, what's next? Now you have to list your products, the products that you are selling. So if you're listing a product that it's already on the platform, it's super, super easy. It's my favorite one. It's fairly easy to get started. The thing is that Amazon only allows one same product listed. So that way you don't get a lot of repeats product, and the customers can get frustrated if they're looking for a specific product and they see the same product all over. So they kind of unify those efforts. That means that you can actually piggyback from your competitor. And you just have to list how many items you have in stock and available, and you're pretty much good to go. At this point, you will only need editing the product description, list your price, and then define the shipping costs and terms. And we are going to be talking about shipping costs in a bit, but I just want you to know how easy it is to list a new product, a product that it's already on the platform. Now, if you are creating your own products or listing something that is not on the platform yet, it's kind of challenging. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but you'll have more steps to take it. So you just have to consider a few stuff. 1, have a quality image with a clear background with a minimum of 1,000 pixels on the short side, and the product must take at least 85% of the image. 2, have dimensions and weight available of the product. 3, create keywords for people to be able to find the product. 4, if you have any variations, list them. 5, how are you going to ship that? 6, what's your seller rating? 7, what's your product ID? 8, have a detailed product description, which is kind of hard when you get into copywriting. What's the best way to describe your item? And lastly, have a scannable format. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's doable. It's a little bit hard. You can, quote unquote, get the monopoly of Amazon, but it's not that easy. Plus, you will only be able to do this through a professional seller account, meaning that you will have to pay the $40 a month in order to be able to create this new listing of a product that it's not yet on Amazon. So moving on, there are 4 musts for you to get your own product listed. 1, have a high quality image. They want something, a clear background, preferably white, that is very high detail and very good quality, and that it's not from far away, so that customers can actually zoom in and see the details of the product. 2, you'll need the dimensions and weight of the product. 3, keywords is very important, and we are going to be talking about it later on. And creating an SKU to track down your inventory. And this is a requirement from Amazon, and Amazon can actually help you create your own SKU. Moving on, here's my second tip for today. If you do not know what keywords you should be using, use any of these tools. So, all right. So here are some tools that you can use. Some of them are free, some of them have membership fees, but I don't know, pick one and try to use it. So we clicked on Sonar, and the cool part about this is that you can actually put a keyword and they will give you similar keywords that are high traffic on Amazon, or you can actually look for keywords regarding to the ASIN. And ASIN is something that we did not talk about, but it's the unique number for an Amazon product. So let me go really quick to Amazon.com. Let's pick an item and let's extract that ASIN. I'm just gonna select office products, and then it's office furniture. Let's click on, I don't know, whatever here. This one looks good. So if we go down here, we can find the item description, the sizes, the weight, the model number, color, all of that. Here on additional information, we will find the ASIN. So we pretty much copy that and paste it here. This is supposing that we have some sort of stand for a laptop. And we are trying to find keywords. But the idea is that you find a product similar to yours, preferably that it's high traffic, that you are seeing that they are actually selling, and try to find the keywords that they are using in order for you to be able to track their keywords and attract their traffic. So they're using laptop stand, computer stand, laptop desk, laptop accessories, MacBook stand, 17-inch laptop. So any of these keywords will help drive traffic to your listing. And here you can see the search volume. So laptop stand is pretty much, the maximum is 5 bars. So that's high volume, the laptop stand. And all these other ones can help you attract more customers. So let's go back to our slides here. And now that we know how to list our products, let's talk about how we can actually send the products. And there are two mainly fulfillment types, and that's why number 4 is called full what? So we have fulfillment by merchant and fulfillment by Amazon, FBM and FBA for sure. So FBM, you are the responsible for maintaining an inventory, packaging, labeling, shipping, paying for that shipping, and making sure that it arrives to your customer. FBA, well, Amazon will be storing your products, and they will be doing the handling, the packaging, and the shipping. So what are the pros and the cons? Let's talk about FBM. The pros is that you keep your inventory in-house. So you avoid a little bit the Amazon storage fees, which can be very, very high during October, November, and December, which are their peak months. Another good point is that you can charge for shipping or not. But if we are honest with ourselves, we as a customer, we do not like to pay for shipping. So it might not be a great idea if you want to charge extra for shipping. Cons, it can be hard to qualify as Amazon Prime shipper, meaning that you will be losing some of the best customers that Amazon has. Remember, they spend on average $1,000 a year. So you can lose around 40% of Amazon traffic if you do FBM. Another one is that it's more difficult to win the buy box. The buy box is like the holy grail of Amazon, and we'll be talking more about that. Shipping is more expensive since you do not have special rates like Amazon. Amazon sends over millions of products every day. Therefore, they have preferential rates, which you don't. So it's more expensive to ship your products. Also, it's very time consuming if you're selling multiple orders a month. And let's consider this. Let's say that you sell one product per day. That's 30 days, right? So let's say that you invest 20 minutes to go and get your product and packaged, another 30 minutes to go to UPS or whichever other shipping company and come back to your house or to your office. That's 50 minutes of your time. That's pretty much an hour. If you multiply that hour for 30 days, that means 30 hours. That's a full-time work week. So take that into consideration that if you have multiple orders, it can be very time consuming. Next, we are going to be talking about FBA. So the pros is wordless shipping and handling. You make a sale and they take care of the rest. They take care of locating the item, shipping, and handling of the logistics. If they mess up, they pay. Actually, it happened to me. They sent some items to the wrong person. The customer didn't get it. They paid me for doing the sale and they paid back their customer. Also, it happened that they lost some of my inventory and they paid me the retail price for it. So if they mess up, they pay. Better shipping rates, we already talked about that. This is very important. Amazon takes care of the customer service. If the customer is wondering where their item is, if they have some issues with the product, Amazon will take care of that. Also, another pro is that it's pretty much unlimited storage space. So you can put a word tank in there if you want. Of course, it will be pricey because they charge per cubic square, but you can store whatever you want. Another good point is that you are eligible for Prime, meaning that you have access to the deep pockets that Amazon has as customers. Another one is that it's higher product ranking. We'll get into that in a bit. And you also enjoy, or your customer enjoys 2 day shipping or less. So some cons is that there's an extra cost of storage and fulfillment, and it can get very pricey if your product is very bulky. Another con is that you may see more returns on orders, meaning that Prime members, I believe they enjoy 30 days return free, no questions asked. They can use your product for a bit and return it, and Amazon will have to take it back. But if you sell a good quality product that is not of disposable use, you won't have an issue with this. Another con for a lot of people that are kind of micromanaging their items, it's not being able to be on the loop of things. So since they take care of everything, you won't know what's the status of each product. And lastly, sales tax can be difficult. And I won't get into this topic, but since your product will be stored in a different state, probably from the one that you are in, and you as a company will be in another state, and your customer will be on another state, it can get really tricky. So just take into consideration that and talk to your accountant, your CPA for help on that topic. Also, we will be sharing some tools that you can use, especially for online sales. So stay tuned for that. So let's say that you want to do the easy route, you want to get the FBA, and of course, we don't want to spend money. So get your calculators out. That way we can make some calculation on what's going to cost us to be able to do FBA. So here are some fulfillment fees, and this is per unit. They have standard size and oversize. They have standard size and oversize. Now, standard size is not that standard. The product of the small one needs to, on the longest side, needs to be 15 inches or less. On the shortest side is 3/4 of an inch or less. And its median side, 12 inches or less. On the large, from the standard size, it needs to be 21 pounds or less, with its longest side, 18 inches or less. The shortest side, 8 inches or less, and its median size, 14 inches or less. If you do not qualify on this, probably that standard size won't be for you. Then you have to move to the oversize. So small oversize, it's anything that is 71 pounds or less, with the longest side 60 inches or less. Medium oversize, it's 151 pounds with the longest side 108 inches or less. And large oversize is 151 pounds with its longest size 108 inches or less. I know that it's kind of the same from the medium size, but it has some wider scope of the amount of inches from the wide side. So if you like more details on this, I'll be happy to share that with you. There's a link where you can actually calculate the cost. Actually, I think I have it here, so we'll be seeing it in a bit. Now, that's only for fulfillment. Now let's talk about storage fees. And the fees are per cubic foot. So from January to September, it's 69 cents per cubic foot. From October to December, 2.40 per cubic foot. So it can get really pricey. Like the cost is around 8%. I mean, 8 times more than usual. So be aware of that. And that's for the standard size. For the oversize, that's a different rate, but it can also get very, very expensive. And you have the fees in there. So we already talked about fulfillment and storage. And we have some example here. So if we're selling t-shirts, that means that we are a large standard size because it's 1 pound or less. And here are the dimensions, unit weight, shipping weight. And then remember that we have a per unit clothing fee. That's 40 cents, plus the fulfillment fee, that's $3.68, meaning that you are already down $4 just to take care of fees and shipping. So be conscious about that. And then we have another example for a small oversize. This is a baby cup. That fulfillment fee, it's only $10.92. But for a monitor, it can be pretty expensive, 75, 78 per unit. And that's considered a large oversize. So be aware of those shipping costs because definitely can make or break your business. And that brings me to tip number 3. So tip number 3, you want to know if it's viable to sell your product on Amazon and what would be the best way, FBA or FBM. So let's use this tool. And this tool is actually from Amazon. Here it asks us for UPC, product name, ISBN, ASIN. I believe we have an ASIN here that we used. Yes, the laptop stand. So let's say that we want to sell this. So your fulfillment, that is FBM. So let's say that our cost is $35. And if I want to ship it, it will cost me, so cost of seller fulfillment, there's a little tool here that can help you do the monthly storage, labor, packaging material, ship to customers, customer service. But let's say that we only spend like $2 per box and we storage in our garage, so that's $0. Labor, we don't have to pay anything ourselves. Ship to customer, well, that's $10. And the customer service, let's say we do not provide. So that's a total cost of fulfillment only of $12. And the cost of the product is $35. I mean, yeah, that's our cost. The item price, I messed up here. Let's say that we sell it for $70, right? So if we calculate this, that means that we earn $21 with a margin of 26.25. Now let's talk about Amazon fulfillment. That's FBA. Item price, let's say that we price it at $70. So here is the big difference. You don't have to pay anything on shipping. You don't have to pay, these are the Amazon fees, and here's the shipping cost, including boxes and everything from Amazon. You just have to calculate how much will cost you to send this product to the Amazon warehouse. So let's say that it's an average, you say you send a bulk, so an average is $6 per item. That means that you make $12 with 98 cents, because Amazon will take $10 of fees, $5 of fulfillment, and it will cost you $6 to send to Amazon. So here is that comparison tool on which one will be better for you. So in this case, the FBM. But are you willing to sacrifice around 8% of your revenue in order for you to not do anything? That's on you. Now, here's another tool that you can actually estimate how many sales are you going to make monthly. So let's say that we make 30 sales, and then here you will be able to see your net profit at the end of the month. If we do FBM, that's 630. If we do FBA, that's $390. So this is a really cool tool that I urge you to try before even listing. Now let's talk about the pot of gold. And I'm talking about the buy box. That's why I put this little buy box in there. So what's a buy box and why is it important? When a user clicks add to cart or buy now, they're buying directly from the merchant who owns the buy box. So let's go back over here and see some examples. Let me go to this product since we have been already using it. We can see here, this is the buy box right here. We can see that it's free shipping. It arrives on May 18 to 19. It will be delivered here. When is it going to be in stock? So here's the thing, sold by Sunlord. So we can see actually that they have 550 total ratings, 98% positive. So they are quite a good seller. And they do fulfillment by Amazon. So they do FBA. Now, if you go down here, we can see that we have a couple more options, new and used. We have 3 different options starting from 29 plus free shipping. So if we click here, we can actually see that there are other sellings doing this. But you might have not noticed this before, meaning that you can get this used product for $29 instead of paying $35 for the new one, or you can actually buy it for $32.99 by Sunlord. I just wanted to point that out. Earning the buy box can really bring your number of sales up big time. Not a lot of people go in here to find different options. They just automatically add and then proceed to check out. So that's why it's very important to be able to own that buy box. Now, how do you get it? That's, well, we already saw an example, but how do you win the buy box? And the answer is that nobody knows. Really, no one knows. Amazon does not release that information, but here are some important elements that you might need to consider. And that for sure it influences your ability to be in that buy box. Sometimes Amazon kind of rotates the different sellers they have, but it boils down to price and offer. Who has the best price and the best offer? Whenever you're listing your product, you can put, you know what, my product is, the cost is $60, but today we're having a sale and it's 20% off. That one will be preferred over everyone else. So if you have a special offer going on, that's why you see a lot of the products with discounts. Those are more mental discounts than actual discounts. Second, Amazon seller account health, meaning that if they have had returns, if they have had bad reviews, and we will get into each one of this in a bit. Fulfillment method, guess which one will be preferred over which. And of course, Amazon will be preferring to sell FBA products because they know for sure their customer will be satisfied. And if not, they have the power to fix it. Customer feedback, what are customers saying out of you, and product in stock. So if you have one item left and your competitor has 30, they will give preference to your competitor. And another one that I've heard around is that depending on where the customer is located and which warehouse is closer to them, therefore they will be selecting the seller or the warehouse that is closer to them. So the algorithm is changing every day, and Amazon doesn't really tell us how to earn this buy box. So let's talk about price and offers. Amazon prefers the best deal out there. Be aware of creating a blind race of the buy box because if handled incorrectly, you could lose money. Actually, if you click here, you will find this story of a guy that sold over $51,000 worth of product in just 4 hours, but this cost his company $45,000. So the story, in summary, the story is that one of his customers did not receive the right product. So he told that customer, don't worry, use this promo code. You will receive a free item, totally free, 100% discount. So that customer happened to share it with their friends and family and friends and family and friends and family. And 1,000 orders later, he was down $45,000. So be aware of offer codes and Amazon automatic pricing. You can actually do that is compare yourself with a competitor and put, you know what, I'm going to offer my product $1 cheaper or 50 cents cheaper. But if they are engaged in that automatic pricing, the product can go down very, very fast. So be aware of those margins because remember, Amazon takes around 35%. So before going into a price war, consider the Amazon seller fees, the margins, return costs, because people are going to return your product, the shipping, and some budget that you will have for advertising, which is important. So now let's talk about the Amazon seller account health. And every seller has a customer experience score. And this is based on feedback, shipping performance, and customer response rate. So if you get your item faster to your customer, that means that your customer experience score will increase. If you answer to your customer 24 hours or less, that increase your score. And this is actually their formula. If you want to take a look into it, it can get very complicated. So order defect rate, return dissatisfaction rate, buyer seller contact metrics, recent customer metrics data, and valid tracking rate. So take that into consideration if you are doing FBA. If you are doing FBA, then this is what you have to do. Nothing. They will be taking care of everything. So let's talk about customer feedback score. And that's why I included that gift over there because none of this is real and it can be easily. So your customer feedback score is based on reviews that customer leaves you. And there's this thing that I have made participated or not, just for the experience and to see if this was real. But there are ghost 5-star ratings. Actually, this is one of those products where Amazon sellers have products that they need higher ranked. That way they can earn that buy box. Instead of paying advertising dollars, they will give away their product for free with the condition that they will be receiving a 5-star rating and a good comment. So after your client has been identified and agreed to leave a 5-star review, your customer will pay for it. They will receive the product. They will write your 5-star rating, and then you reimburse you reimburse them. Of course, Amazon has cashed up to this and has banned that. Actually, Amazon sellers that do that can be banned and they can get their account temporarily or permanently disabled. So this is not the right way, but there are a lot of fake reviews out there. So take that into consideration. It can be a nasty fight out there. So we already talked about this product in stock. If you have one item left and their competitor has 30, it's more than likely that he will win the buy box. And it's all about reliability. They want to keep the customer happy. That's the goal of Amazon, the ultimate goal. That brings me to pro tip number 4. What products are the sweet spot for shipping, margin, and storage purposes? And here are some elements that I consider important. 1, that the target sale price is between $10 and $60. 2, that the manufacturing or supply cost is between 25 to 30% of the retail price. It's compact, it's lightweight, and it's not fragile. It's difficult to break on the day-to-day use. Can be listed in multiple categories. This will give you more impressions. So for example, this can be listed as household items, but also for outdoor products or outdoor activities, stuff like that. It's not a seasonal product, so don't sell coolers on Christmas time. You have the opportunity to cross-sell products, meaning that if you sell soil, you can sell now fertilizer, and you can sell seeds, and no big brand to compete with. And the last one is trendy product. Look for 100,000 searches by month or more. Now, how can you know how many searches by month they have? Well, I have a little tip for you guys as well on what type of tools you can use to find out these products. But first, let's talk about the potential challenges that you can encounter. The main challenges you will face is that it's a hard UX experience. And I'm talking about for you, the seller. Whenever you access that backend platform where you can list your products, you'll see 1,000 different options out there. That's pretty much why Amazon created Seller University. There's an actual university that teaches you how to be able to sell on Amazon. So that's how you can actually offset it. Try the Seller University. Another main challenge is that you will not have traffic for your product. And this will be true for the first couple of days, especially if you do not have sales and you are a new seller. How to offset this? Try SEO strategies. Try to redirect existing customers to your Amazon account. Try giving Amazon the priority. That way you can rank up fairly fast. Another main challenge is that you will not have information from your customers. And this can be very challenging. Maybe you don't see it that way, but I will explain why it's very important in a bit. So try to use surveys or offers or codes wisely. And remember, don't give because you can get in trouble. And another challenge, of course, is taxes. But I'll give you some tools in a bit that you will be able to automate these processes. Still, I would suggest 100% to talk to your accountant to figure out what taxes you are responsible for. This brings me to pro tip number 5. I have promised you a couple of tools out there that you can use to be able to find keywords, to have more exposure, to find products to actually sell. So here's my list. Jungle Scout. Here you'll be able to find products to sell. They will give you the traffic that each product has. You can look by industry, by category, by product type. You can find what's trendy out there right now, what's to come, what doesn't have traffic at all. So they are a really, really cool tool if you're looking to become some sort of reseller, meaning that you buy at bulk or wholesale price and then resell in Amazon. Another cool one is the article writing company. They can actually create blogs, they can create content, and then redirect your conversions to Amazon. You can use Viral Launch or Selix for Keyword Finder. I already showed you a list of different tools for keyword finders. Taxier or QuickBooks to prepare your taxes for free and online. Ecomi, Nice Job, or FeedbackWiz, they will help you get reviews. And PublicFast, you can actually hire influencers to do some sort of promotion and attract people to your site. So hopefully I have explained it fairly easily to you guys, and hopefully I have convinced you of having an online presence. So now what? How fast can you start? And I created this timeline where it actually can show you how fast you can start making money. So let's say that today you make the decision to sell on Amazon. Tomorrow, day 2, you'll find products to sell. You'll figure out which ones you want to sell, and on day 3, you send the products to Amazon. On day 8, around 5 days later, Amazon receives products and the product goes live. Day 9, the customer buys your product. Day 11, Amazon will deposit the money to your seller account, and it will be available to withdraw 2 weeks later. So in 11 days, if you make your decision today, you can actually start making money out of this. And remember, you don't need a pro account necessarily. You don't need to invest $40 a month. You can do it with $0 a month. Now, let's not lose the focus here. What's important here is that knowledge is power, and knowledge equals information. Amazon will keep your customers' information and will not share it with you. Why? Because you could track that data and do offline sales, and you will cut Amazon out. So it is your task, it is your goal to obtain that information. There are a lot of different ways that you can do that. But why is this important? Hopefully, your goal is the same one as mine. Personally, my goal is to become a millionaire. And this is how you will do it. So this is a little image. So sell a 200 product to 500 people, or all the breakdown, right? Or have recurring customers. So if you have 5,000 people that pay you $17 a month for 12 months, that will be $1 million a year. So why am I mentioning this? Because recurring payments is the key to becoming a millionaire and to have a steady income. You need either a subscription service, but if you're watching this, you might not have it, or recurring purchases, which you will qualify in here. Assuming that you have a product, then your only option is to have returning customers. But how are you going to sell again to customers that don't even know you and you don't even know? So here's a fun fact, and here's some data just to get you thinking. Did you know that the probability of selling to an existing customer is between 60 to 70%, while the probability of acquiring a new customer is 5 to 20%? 2, existing customers are 50% more likely to try new products. 3, if you increase retention rate by 5%, your profits increase between 25 to 95%. I don't know if you have ordered through Amazon, but a lot of people leave like a card encouraging 5-star reviews. You know now why. Some people leave actually a link where you can put your name and email, and you can get into a monthly raffle of a $50 Visa card. And a lot of different techniques that sellers are now doing because they want to retain that customer, because it's easier to sell new products and it's easier to resell the products that you already sold to them. So take that into consideration. I'd like to tell you how to retain your customers' information, but it's an hour of conversation. And that's another story. That's probably a conversation you're not ready to have yet. Thank you very much, guys. My name is Jorge Sanchez. I'm the Vice President of Business Development and Startups. Still, if you want me to give you that tip on how to retain the customer's information, make sure to email me or call me. That's my work email. That's my cell phone. Make sure to send me an email. I'll send you a link. That way you can learn more about how to retain your customers' information. Hopefully this was good information for you. Hopefully now you make your decision to have an online presence. If Amazon is not for you, don't worry. We will have a presentation on how to have an online presence in your own website. If you do not have a website, don't worry. We'll help you do one at a very affordable cost. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.